Your favorite boxer don't want no smoke with me. Pitbull, the big killer who fought Tank, and they act like he some type of killer. If he a killer, then what's up? Show me you a killer. I want to see how much of a killer you is, Pitbull. Like, what we talking about, bro? Yeah, told y'all I turned piss into poodles, nigga. I ain't worried about shit. A pit bull that y'all think is a pit bull talking about. He ain't no pit bull to me. All this work. I'm a focused boxer. My life is boxing. That's all I care about. That's all I do on a daily basis. This what I'm doing. We in the gym with it. What's up? Ask anybody. Come on now. Ask anybody. They know. I'm gonna be worried about a pit bull, a little midget, 5 feet, fucking big head motherfucker. I'm not worried about that nigga. That little motherfucker can't do shit with me. He too little. Too little. That motherfucker, my girl height. Him and my girl the same height. Come on now. What the fuck? Come on, bro. Dudes don't want no smoke. Like, little puppy. Pup bull. Come on now. Zapata. He's slow as a motherfucker. That nigga so slow. I don't even know, bro. I don't know why they think he a killer. It's funny that y'all think he a killer. That slow motherfucker. He too slow. Y'all go under Pitbull, Isaac Cruz. Go call him a pussy. Go comment under his page, tell him he a pussy. Go comment under Williams Zapata, say he a pussy. Make him apply pressure. Even if Pitbull move out the way, cool. Bye bye, little poo putt, little poo putt Pitbull. Bye bye, get out the way. Zapata, come on, go apply pressure to him. Ain't he a killer? If he a killer, go apply pressure to him. Yeah.
Now, Munguia and Pitbull Cruz has been ordered to take fights. Fights that they have both currently turned down. And what I want to know is, since when did we get to a point in boxing where a sanctioning body can order a fight and the boxer rejects it with no penalty? That causes them to be removed from the rankings or something. But in case you haven't noticed, these guys are moving exactly like what the franchise belt was created for. They're just now doing it without the title of franchise. Because franchise was made to avoid mandatories, supposedly to make bigger fights. Now, if that's the case, when you look at the case of Pitbull Cruz by the WBC has been put in a title eliminator for a shot at Devin Haney's undisputed title by taking on Shakur Stevenson. And yet he rejects the fight and walks away from it and don't want no part of it. And this is what I'm talking about. You're walking away from a title eliminator for a chance to be the mandatory at the current 135-pound undisputed champion. And the question is, what are you in boxing for? Because this is headed in a direction, if you're serious about the sport and serious about being the best, improving yourself and whatever and whatnot, this is the direction you go. You don't shut the door on a possibility title shot at the undisputed champion. You don't do that. And that's crazy that you even got an undisputed champion who has to track down challengers in this day and age. But like I said, that's always the difference between these modern era fighters and the throwback fighters. I'm convinced we'll never see that era again, especially with the way these guys are carrying themselves. It doesn't make any sense. But I said you was going to see an influx in seeing Latin fighters duck. And that's simply because the whole Canelo position needs to be not only revamped, but replaced. Because they need to cater towards that market. So that's why I said you're going to see a lot more Latin fighters not taking on fights. And sure as the sky is blue, that's exactly what you've been seeing. And once again, this is the problem with boxing. Now, we all know that Shakur Stevenson gets criticism for his performances and whatnot. We already know Gervonta Davis gets criticism for what he hasn't done, who he hasn't fought. But what you almost never see is the same amount of criticism, but turning down mandatory fights. This is why we can't get everything lined up the way we need it to, because we're too busy playing favorites. We're too busy turning a blind eye while pointing the finger on the other hand, when what we actually need to do is, and I'll always keep preaching this, is if we hold everybody to the same standard, nobody can hide. How many times do I have to say this? How many times do I have to point out this is where fanboying messes up the sport for everybody in the long run? This is where double standards in boxing messes it up for people in the long run. Now, these same people who's turning a blind eye to Munguia and Pitbull Cruz will be the same ones first in line to criticize and say something about Devin Haney and Gervonta Tank Davis or even Shakur Stevenson. And that's why at the end of the day, these promotional companies that is in charge of these boxer careers, they don't listen to us because they see what y'all do. It's okay for this guy to do it, but it ain't okay for that guy to do it. So why am I going to put my product in danger for a group of boxing fans who have no consistency across the board? So therefore, we're better off doing what's best for us as a business and his career as a boxer. This is why you don't get to see those fights like that. Because although we're always fighting against the current in boxing, the truth is boxing fans help create the habitat for this kind of actions to thrive. And it will never get close to being eliminated if you don't start holding people to the same standard. Now, we all want to see Gervonta Davis in this fight and that fight and this fight and that fight, you know what I'm saying? Which is true. We all do. But at the same time, when it's time for other people to demonstrate what you criticize these other fighters for, you guys have nothing to say. Therefore, that's why ultimately, what the boxing fans request and what we beg and plead for, we don't get. You want to know why? Because nobody's listening to us. Why are they not listening to us? Because they know we have no consistency across the board, and we want to play favorites and double standards and fanboy at the end of the day. So this is where how fans react or act to certain things going on in boxing affects the outcome of the big fights that we do want to get. And we're one of the primary reasons why we don't get them. That's all I got for now. Like, comment, subscribe. Bruce Vane, I'm out.